Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the thumbs up for Data Bones. I appreciate that. How are you doing this week? It's been a very creative week for me. A lot of creative writing. This week for me. I don't want to say I've been on a roll exactly, but this is just the way I work. Like I go in cycles. And right now I'm in a creative writing cycle. So I'm trying to run with it. I'm trying to do it. And it's actually, I want to feel like it's grabbed hold pretty good. So I've done very little Minecrafting this week. I might have played one day to do some of this digging. And I figured today we'll take a break from UHC, Ultra Hardcore. And we'll dig out the end island and keep going there. Been well enough. Fun putting together a puzzle. Was over way too soon. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I know how those go. Like sometimes you need a puzzle. Like. It's a time-based thing. It's I don't know. Is there like do you think there's a creative thing when it comes to puzzle or 1,000 pieces? You got sucked right into it. Yeah, there's like this thing about solving something like that. Cleaning out my eye. Yeah, there's sometimes there are these things like I know my aunt is in town, and there will probably be a puzzle at my parents' house, and without a doubt, I'll head over there, and my kids will head over there, and we'll all be sucked into working on this puzzle. Puzzles are amazing. Wasn't great for the back though, bending over the table. Yeah, well, you need a comfy chair. Need a comfy chair. Was it an art piece kind of puzzle? Like, was it like a Van Gogh, and you just kind of put the Van Gogh together, or was it, I don't know, like maybe just a picture of like trinkets and tchotchkes on some shelves, or what was the puzzle of? Love puzzles. Welcome in, Princess. The chair was fine for the bottom pieces, but the top of the puzzle just got way too far away. I gotcha. I want to think about dimensions. Like, would there be like an easel, like a puzzle easel that you could like maybe pitch it so it's like on a slight angle? So when you're sitting down, it could like be tilted up towards you a little bit. I guess that would be kind of hard. It's all want to still slide to the bottom, right? It was nature items and books on shelves. I can send the photo on Discord. Yeah, please do. I have this Instagram that I page about why people look at art in museums for long periods of time. Very insightful, but it makes me want to look at more art history. Our library always has a puzzle out to work on, and we always work on it when we go. Oh, that's awesome, Princess. I didn't know that. Post in Discord under General Talk. Alright, thanks. I'll check it out. Yeah, but so I'm subscribed to this Instagram page where they just do these old art history pieces, and some of them are really amazing. Some of them are very weird. Like, it's a famous painting, but it's just kind of like, it's so really out there. Like, you think about the artist and what they were thinking about when they painted this picture. VOD viewers, thank you guys so much for coming in and watching the VOD after the fact and hearing this interesting little conversation to get us started. A little bit about art. So today we're digging out the end island. I'm gonna head on over there now, so you guys can take a look at me as we continue our talks and conversations. It's gonna be, wow, There we go. It's just supposed to be like a really chill day. Like, I mean, I've been trying to keep it chill with the building and the UHC, and now I'm in this. Let's see. Let's go to this map here. It started over here. I think I started like kind of like down here, and then I like dug it out over this way, and then I started digging it out back this way because I realized this is where our spawn was, and then I wanted to do our ender. I know it's not covered, and I do get some spawns out here, which I think's kind of weird, but you know, I think they spawn like here and here and here. Although I think some of the spawns will actually manifest themselves here. Oh, I hope this isn't too loud. I think I turned them down. Yeah, I do have them turned down pretty good. But yeah, so we have the end. Yep, we got them going. Working pretty good, and this isn't, I don't understand why they like, I will clean these out, by the way. Like, I will just grab and then pop out here and just toss them. Just to keep them from filling up and... But no, so a lot of times people will do a full platform all the way out to this side as well, and they will run in. I only did like half a platform, and it's still plenty, mostly because they already spawn at like, you know, you'll see they spawn in clusters of like 4. So having a whole platform and then only spawning in a cluster of 4 doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just to me, it's overkill. So just give them a small platform, keep them close, and they'll all run over. This guy's, you know, line of sight. I was trying to think about maybe I should take this one row out, because it kind of ruins the line of sight, and now he can't see. So now we'll only get spawn, you know, still get spawns of 4, clusters of 4. So it's still working pretty, yeah, fairly decently. So I've been repairing my picks and yeah. Green bubble monster. So with that done, and with me having, oh, don't get out of here, Chris, Daddy Bones. And so that with this all cleared out, there is no spawn points. I have this all lit up, so they can't spawn here. Actually, this entire area. And we still need a nice little pattern. I was hoping we can get a pattern going here. Done up in slabs. So I have to look at our slab palette. So we can slab all of this and get a nice little pattern going here. Working our way around. So we're right here. I think I need to start turning a little bit. We might do a couple of rows and then turn and start going this way. And I've tried a bunch of different things. Let's go, and yes, I know and I don't know how everybody else does it. I know how I'm doing it, and we're doing it like 2 and 3 at a time. And of course, I'm saving every block. No, okay, I can't say I'm saving every block, but I'm saving pretty much everything I'm digging out, for the most part. But this is it. This is what I've been doing on the family server. you know? It's just a great time. I listen to music. I think this might be one of the reasons why I went into a creative writing mode. Because this allowed me to just let my brain wander and brainstorm. I will confess that and this goes for anybody who might be this way, when you think about something that you want to do, don't forget you have to execute it. You have to get it done too. There is the work part that you really have to take into consideration and that is, I'd say the new challenge, but that is one of the points where I'm at is with the creative writing, I need to sit down and actually write. And that's a little bit of its own challenge. I like my daughter, and I probably passed it on to her. I have an attention span. I have a very poor attention span sometimes. But I also have a hyper attention. Like, I think it's weird I could work on this for like hours, and because there's not a whole lot of thought into it. But when I start putting my brain to work, and man, I'll start with yesterday. I was up early and I took the kids to school. We had promotion for Kitty yesterday afternoon, and in the morning I spent about 2.5 hours writing and brainstorming. Well, I didn't say brainstorming. Mostly earlier during the week, I did like this whole, and that's a really, really ugly, rough outline. Like I just put down some things. I say some things about this story, and I don't want to get too much involved with details of the story. But I wrote a really ugly, rough outline. Like there's no detail on character development. It's just I wrote an adventure story. And I don't know how to describe the rough outline. I want to say it was Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg, maybe. I saw a rough outline of a movie, and it was like, it was ugly. I don't know how else to describe it. And I think about like all these, and I listen to like a lot of writing podcasts and screenwriting podcasts, and honestly, I would listen to them a lot. But back when I was doing a lot of story development, story writing things, and just creative writing in general, I would listen to them a lot. And they were just always like, you just got to puke it out, you just got to get it out, you just got to make it, whatever it is. And the story and everything comes from the rewriting process. And there was like a part of me that's just like, man, I don't want to like rewrite stuff. I'm like, can't you just get it right the first time? I'm like, if I take my car to a mechanic and he says, oh yeah, I've roughed in your brakes. It's like, you want your car to stop. You want it fixed right the first time. Like, you don't want to like have to go back and be like, yo, the brakes aren't, it's like, oh yeah, I need to adjust those a little bit later. Like, it's, I know they're two very different things, but I think the philosophy or the premise might be a little bit the same. But I guess one's more creative, one's more math-based, where the creative one is not math-based. But I guess the idea is that it's like, I guess there's like a conflict in me that's just like, hey, can't you just write it right the first time? Like, why do you need all these rewrites? Like, but when I read the outline, or I think it was like, was it 15 pages, 12 pages? It was a handful of pages. It was decent, and it was a movie I'd seen before, and I read it, and it was like, while the body of the movie was there, it was nothing like the movie had come out at all. But there were elements that were important to the movie, to the story, that were in this outline, but the movie was completely different. And it was kind of insane. Like, I was just like, whoa, like, what this could have been and what it is are two different things. But it all went through like I mean, first of all, one edit had to be like changing it from this outline into a screenwriting format, so everybody knows. So there was a rewrite there. I mean, you think about that when you take an outline that has no structure to it, and it's just basically you can call it a short story, I guess, if you think about it, about 15 pages or whatever, and you turn it to 120 pages of script writing. Now, script writing, unlike novel writing, has a lot of spaces and gaps. And of course, there's the dialogue's written differently. Like instead of like dialogue taking up 2 lines, it takes up like 4 in a script writing format. So 120 pages is, while it's it doesn't sound like a lot. And I know that there's the philosophy that 120 pages, 1 minute per page, 1 minute on screen per page is what the, and I'm going to say it because it's been argued, it's an average. Sometimes there's an action sequence that could take up, I don't know, like half a page, an action sequence. But really that action sequence might take up like 2 minutes of screen time. So there is that to consider. That's, you know, but the 1 minute per page is an average between all screenplays, not specific screenplays. I mean, comedies, for example, would probably hit that average, but like action adventures, and on the other hand, may not hit that average. Possibly even horror films, or so it all depends. Like, you know, what the how you fit into that average, or what kind of movie you're writing. We missed a square. Not anymore. Anyways, so I wrote a very rough and ugly outline. It probably spans about 3 pages. And so yesterday I spent I guess it's about 2.5 hours expanding on that. Like, I just started kind of like I say starting to detail the scenes. I still didn't start writing the script part of it. I still haven't written actual words and actual dialogue. I'm still not writing actual full-on character development. I'm letting this outline help me guide me into what I want my characters to be. And then I'll start working on some character development things, I think, a little bit later. But I don't know why, but this story has begun to engulf me. One part of me, I see it as just a basic action adventure story. Another part of me sees it as like my opus, I guess, but it's not. That's the weird thing. It's like it's not. It wouldn't be my opus, but I feel like it is that way. But I also feel. I mean, I am such an amateur because I've never written anything that's ever been, other than a short story that I wrote that I self-published myself. I've never really written anything for anybody to take notoriety that me being a writer or a creative content maker, I guess. I don't know. Just whatever you guys see here, basically. So, but I am enjoying the process. And this is like one of those moments where like I demonstrate how much of a late bloomer I am, because of, you know, I'm older. I'm not gonna lie. And here I am writing my first substantial story, I guess. So that's it. That's a lot of what I've been doing this week. I know, you know. I don't know what you guys have been doing this week, but I hope you guys have been staying creative, safe, and doing a puzzle. That's awesome. She said it took over way too soon. I understand that. I think we're going to change up our little pattern here. Our diggy pattern. I feel like digging this out would probably be my puzzle, and slowly putting the pieces together to build this island out. Something a little fancier than just being like an island. So, and it's not even like amazing. I mean, to me, I just look at it, I'm like, it's just a cylinder. It's empty. Put that there. Dig this up. But it gets the creative juices flowing, I think. Just being able to kind of be here. Alright, that's enough in the center. We're doing this a bit at a time. The other thing I did this week, so we have at work, one of our coworkers brought in this old 3D printer. And I've never done any 3D printing before. So I started messing with that this week as well. Yep, Daddy Bones is creating a 3D print. The other torturous thing, oh my goodness. They're actually, now that I think of it, when I start saying it out loud, I've really layered on my creative workload. Okay. All right, let's go find Kitty. I showed Kitty the there she is. Well, you know what? While I'm here, let's drop some things off, and let's build some more things. So we have end stone over here, and I filled it up. Look, end stone in bits. I filled it up. And then I moved over here. Oh, dude, I don't know if you see this now. I've done a thing, and it's just getting worse. I know I probably shouldn't need to hold on to all of this end stone. But, it's just so much. And I'm such a block. I'm just such a block hoarder. I can't. I even went on a long, that's a lot of end stone. I went on an end journey and I got a lot more shulker shells. Just to make more shulker boxes for this project. I'm such a dork. Do you want to wear that as your helmet, or do you want a pumpkin, or you want to put an actual helmet on? And by the way, the Enderman, if the Enderman, this is my helmet. Okay. If the Endermen do get mad at you, they do hit hard because you don't have a chest plate on. They will never know. Of course not. So, one of our mini projects. I still have the, oh my goodness, Daddy Bones has so many projects still. I need this is my house that in the beginning, I mapped this out, like this is going to be my house. I then was working on the bridge. Of course, we have a stream where I was working on the bridge and getting these set up. Look, I've got, look at all that. And then I stopped this and I went over to the cartographer's house, which then turned into, oh my goodness, Daddy Bones, this is, I am such a train wreck. So, continuing projects. I started off doing this way. I dug out this whole section here because way up here, this is where the our hub is going to be, and I started off our hub, and I've yet to finish that because eventually this will turn into a large hub. There'll be signs, there'll be more guidance, but right now this is since I have my map, my Zeros Way map, I have everything marked down. So I know where to go. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do, and this is how my mind works. I can't. I focus on one project, and I can't. I have to change projects. But I do need to. But again, this is the year for finishing projects. So I do need to finish some projects. And what better way to start than to start with a project that is simply just digging. Oh, there she is. I'm like, did she come through? Alright, here you are. You here to dig, or you here to play with the machine? I guess she's gonna go play with the machine. Both. Okay, maybe she's healing up her tools. So yeah, let's at least finish. I will call this project done when I have everything dug out and I have the top of the cylinder slabbed. And then we'll just call it part 2 of the project will be to create some sort of, I want to call it a mosaic. I have some ideas. Celtic is supposed to be working on that. I don't know how far along she is on it. Or if her own interests have waned and being like, I'm really not that interested in doing that. I don't know. But I will I'll get some stone out and we'll start making up some slabs and different colored slabs. Ooh, and we have wool slabs coming. I think when they release Chaos Cubed 26.2, we will update the server. I kind of want to wait one more to 26.3 to update the server, but we haven't gone to 26 yet at all. But when 26.2 comes out, I think that will be the appropriate time to update the server. I have a lot of projects that don't involve all the new mechanics still, so I'm not sure if it's even necessary to update to server exactly. I might have to go out and trim chunks. I thought about that. That's actually a pretty big undertaking to trim chunks. But I thought about doing that. So we can maybe get some things like to spawn closer to us, like the sulfur spring stuff. And geysers. That's the problem with like some long-term servers, in my opinion, is, and I think that's one of the reasons why Hermitcraft usually resets every like year or two. Is because just the new updates, like who wants to fly out 100,000 blocks just to get the new content? Of course, they now have created modes of transportation that will take you to far off distant lands and world borders in the blink of an eye, which I think is really clever. I haven't watched all the videos on how to do stuff like that, because stuff like that's really helpful. Especially when you want to get out to, you know, if you're doing a long-term server and you just wanted to, you know, expand your chunks. But the other problem with, you know, expanding out that far is server load. I mean, you got to keep stuff like that in mind, and server lag. Having that many chunks like loaded in and at least set into memory. The worlds get like just large in size. You got people that are all over the map, might be playing simultaneously, and the server's trying to load up what could be like 4 times the chunks that need to be loaded, 5 times, depending on what your server popularity, your server traffic is like. So it all depends on the necessity to have them to like restart. Our traffic here is very, very light. A lot of times Kitty only plays if I'm streaming it. I don't think she normally plays if I'm not streaming. But she actually, no, she was on. There was a time when I wasn't streaming. I was still digging this out, and she was on playing for a little bit. Crocodile Kid was on for a bit. Sometimes I play when you're not streaming. Yep, sometimes. I know Crocodile Kid was on. We know that he... So a funny thing did happen, because I did ask him about it. If he'd killed the Ender Dragon. He said, yeah, I'm sorry, was I not supposed to? And I was like, no, it's completely fine. I had, before the Ender, I had I had dug out this little cove here, and I would repair my tools the manual way. I would like hide in here, I would get their attention, and I had logged out here. So when he came in and then spawned the dragon, this filled in. So when I logged in the next time that I logged in, I suffocated to death because this is where it would logged me in at. It was, so I laughed, but there was obviously there's nothing wrong. But I just thought it was funny. So, and then there's also the new mechanics, which I'm not completely excited about. But I think it helps with server performance. Is the spawn chunk area, where they don't load as many chunks in, or they don't keep so many chunks around the spawn area loaded in anymore now. So our sugarcane farm, for example, probably isn't performing the way it should. Our iron farm probably isn't performing the way it should, unless we were directly working over there. Our wool farm probably is not going to be working the way it should or could. Our iron farm already has enough iron. Yes. Our iron farm has enough. I mean, yeah, obviously, you think about for as long, what do we have? 52,200 days this server has been running. And every time I've updated it, I've had to ask for help from our server hosts because I just keep screwing it up. I will do a backup just like they suggest, and then I will update it, and then it will break, and then I will try to reload from the backup, and it will be broken, and I cry. And then I'm calling tech support. I'm like, could you please just update my server? I broke it again. Every time I update it, I break it. Starting to cut in. This is good sign. This is like when things start to get a little exciting when I'm digging these out. As the yeah, see, it starts to taper in. That kind of lets you clues you in. I have to pay attention because when I get down to here to stuff like this. Now we're getting down towards the bottom. Let's see what Kitty's doing. Oh, Kitty's darting her own like 3 wides. 2 deeps. She's doing good. That's a good. Yeah, I know there's a couple of different methods. I don't know if anybody just thinks that just doing one layer at a time, going all the way down to the bottom is the best method, or if this is the best method, or I don't know if anybody wants to build. I am not very familiar with flying machines and TNT dupers, so I was not ready to go that direction. So this is the method I chose to dig out the end island. I did mess around with some flying machines once. I just didn't. Not that I didn't get the hang of it exactly, but I was trying to figure out a moment when it would like come in handy for me. And the fact of the matter is, unless you're doing like a TNT duper or world destroyer or something like that, it's really not necessary. The flying machine. Alright, so now we're tapering in. I'm going to switch to a 2. just chop it up too wide or too down. But this is how long it takes. What we at? We're at 45 minutes. I guess after all of our chit-chatting and preparing, it's actually been more like 30 minutes. It's going to take about 30 minutes to dig like a 3 wide all the way down to the bottom. And if some of them just fall down, I'm like, as you can see, we have plenty of it. I'm not hurt at all by missing out on those. So when and it's funny too, because when I started doing this, I was really trying to save every block, including the ones when I got all the way down to the bottom, and the ones that kind of pop away from you, but you try to like not spleef yourself, but you're trying to. It's finally at some point I realized I don't need to worry about those blocks so much anymore. So I have basically calmed down from my block hoarding tendencies when it comes to like basically these edges here, to let those fall down and not worry about them so much. But Oakdew, I hope you have a build in mind that requires a lot of end stone. Maybe we should get a purple garden started somewhere in our tree farming area. If I haven't shown you guys, maybe we'll take a little flyover. Purple blocks, yes. We'll take a little flyover next time we go to the overworld. This whole area that Oakdew has expanded on. Her little starter house. It's got like a stables built into it. She created all the like little tree biomes, so we have tree farms. I'm not big on like basically the explosion tree farm thing. I mean, that's not that I'm not big on it. Just I didn't build one. I don't like, again, I don't do the whole TNT duping thing. So it's like bone meal, which we have a ton of bones. We have a skelly farm, so we have a ton of bones. And saplings. That is our tree farm, and then we just chop them down. Yeah, I thought the little biomes would be more your style. Yeah, they absolutely are. Oop, there we go. I knew we'd get there. I have to do this layer by itself, and then we'll... Yeah, we'll peel that back. So now this layer here, I won't concern myself with these blocks. These are chalk these blocks up to a loss. I am crouched like crazy. So I don't fall down. But these blocks get chalked up to the loss. And like I said, we have so much in stone now. They don't mean we can do without them. end makes me so nervous. Yes, I know it does. Oh, I know it does. And once we have this all done, at least getting to the end island and repairing your tools, you'll be nervous no more. Because we now have the Ender farm. All right, here we go. This is the exciting part. This is the exciting part right here. This is where you get to spleef yourself. Oh my goodness. I do get nervous about this every time I do this. And I'm gliding, and then we gotta get back up. Yeah, so that is the most, to me, that is the most horrible part. Alright, let's see if we can put down some of these extra torches that we collected. It helps us. I need a shulker, please. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I got one more in my hand. So I usually keep one in my hand. That way I can collect them. Yeah, that should make it easier to collect. And we're on to our next trio. She's so adorable. Yep, she is, we had a little ceremony for her yesterday, which is fun to attend. She has 7 pairs of twins in her class. Oh my goodness. So many. It was definitely a nice day off from work for me. In the morning I spent my time writing. In the afternoon I spent my time with her. We went to get ice cream afterwards. And then we had cheesesteaks for dinner. Yeah, we did. Although Kitty does not eat cheesesteaks. She ate dino nuggies. Dinosaur nuggets is her favorite. guess I can turn those off. Don't need those right now. Yesterday was a good day off. But, oh, well, I do have to say I also took a nap in the middle of the day. Yeah, Daddy Bones, who does not nap, took a nap yesterday in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm not a napper. But it was, according to Princess, I was snoring. And I told Princess that's not true, because Daddy Bones does not snore. If I was snoring, I probably would have woke myself up. And then, let's see. And then last night, I introduced Celtic to a TV show called The Residence on Netflix. And if you're interested, if you like the whodunits, The Residence is pretty awesome. Celtic loves it. I'm so glad she does. I knew she would. I knew she would. She's I love her to death. There is a word. She's an old soul. She's reading books like Gone with the Wind. She's very interested in seeing the movie when she's done reading that. I'm actually taking off on July 17th to see the Odyssey. And so we may actually read the Odyssey together when she's done her book there, as a run-up to the movie. I also missed out on my 70mm popcorn bucket to scalpers, so you can find those 70mm popcorn buckets now on eBay for $300 when they retail for $50. So there you have that. So thanks to thanks for not limiting those popcorn buckets. Kind of what happened with the Star Wars Celebration. When the Star Wars Celebration went online, they bought tickets. They didn't limit the tickets, or they limited them to 20. Like, what single person needs 20 tickets? I'm like, you must. There's got to be a few, like the 501st, which is a huge community for Stormtrooper and Clone Trooper armor and design. Like, I can see them needing 20 tickets. But anybody else, like, I think a limit of 4 would have been just fine. Maybe 6, 8 if you're being generous, but 20, ridiculous. So now you're finding tickets for Star Wars Celebration being scalped online. It's so sad. I think it really hurts the core fans to allow others to profit off of the property. Because then our expectations are set higher. If you had to buy a scalp ticket for like 3 times the face amount, and the venue probably will not you know, meet those expectations simply because you paid more for them. You know, so if I have to pay $300 for a popcorn bucket, my expectation of that souvenir better exceed the $50 that they sold it for. But then it comes down to like me as a buyer, like if I think that $300 is worth it. Yeah, I think some of the bigger Now, I'm also hearing rumors that AMC theaters, when they put the tickets up on sale for... Right? That better be an awesome bucket. Stop talking about that. Stop talking about that. Jaden, how are you? You don't want to talk about the popcorn bucket? I'm going to stop here for now. All right, sounds good. Yeah, if you want me to clean up the bottom, I'll clean up the bottom. Oh, you didn't even get low enough. So, I mean, it's a pretty awesome popcorn bucket. It's in the shape of an actual IMAX camera, and it's just hollow on the inside. You know, for where the popcorn goes. So it's really cool to look at. But is it worth $300? I don't think so. I think it's time. The kids are heading to Dorney with Princess. So they're gonna have a really good old time. Roller coasters, water park. I'm not sure what they're all doing. It's in a theme park with roller coasters and carnival rides. We have season passes to like Six Flags. And so this is like one of the parks that is kind of like that's integrated into that like package or that bundle. 2 dishes. I can sit and do dishes, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I totally get it. We have a weekend coming up where we're going to do like a little tour, I guess, of the Northeast to hit a lot of the parks. That's included. So we're about to like we're going on a mini adventure, a little park hopping adventure soon. So, but now that's finally warmed up a bit. And the weekend is nice. We're taking advantage of a little downtime, or they're taking advantage of a little downtime to get to the park and hopefully beat some crowds. Maybe some other people still have some busy stuff to do. Thanks, Kitty. Oh, she left me so much to do. Helped out a lot, though. Let's see where we are. Yeah, we can go another 3 down. One of our favorite little tunes. I have another one I like to record. It's combined with a feature that's in the game, not just me. Grab this and that, and we're going to take a little pause real quick. We'll be right back. Let's transition over to BRB. All right, go grab a water, take a little break. I'll be back. And we're back. So they're off to their little adventure, and we're returning to this adventure here. Yep, I left you guys. I was staring at a 45-degree angle up, and of course, an Enderman probably walked right into my line of sight, and I'm dead. I gotta. This. We have to do this. This has to be way better for UHC. You know, I can't be doing that during UHC. So, just nap here. Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad. So, more caution. Lesson learned. There we go. And we're back. We have keep your inventory turned on the server, mostly for the kids, and apparently this would have helped get me out too. I'd be curious to know how my yard sale would have looked getting back here. Why don't we do it this way? Okay, that didn't work out the way I was hoping. Yeah, since neither one of these are lit up, we're going to get Enderman traffic. Thank you. we have a little, as everybody's getting ready to leave, I'm muting and unmuting as people walk in and out. Yeah, I died. I thought it was funny the way I left myself. The Enderman just walked right into my path, my line of sight, and called me quits. So now I'm seeking my revenge, because the Jedi do not get revenge, but Daddy Bones does, on Enderman. I think this week will be a week that I'll need to listen for some new songs to add to our little playlist here. We lost some songs to some copyright checks the past few months, which I don't understand. My license says they are, it's, you know, I'm allowed to use the songs. But I guess because they're new videos, that they kind of, some of the songs that they have fall out of copyright. I guess I don't fully know. So I had to remove some songs from our playlist. So I think it's time to take a listen through the library and see what we find. To spice up our variety song. I've also come across Inga Rose. Had a long discussion with Princess about this, and trying to figure out what. And I do want to find out what the legalities are. But Inga Rose, if you're not familiar, is an artist, not an artist. It's AI generated music. But apparently the lyrics are human written. But AI has done everything else. AI has made the music, AI has sung the lyrics, but the actual written lyrics are written by a person. Now, I know it's been said that AI generated music is not copyrightable. Like, you cannot copyright that. But apparently, I guess, if you think about it, you can copyright the lyrics if you wrote them yourself. But if you're going to go to such extremes as to get AI to generate the music and sing the lyrics for you, who's to say that you didn't use AI to write the lyrics? And how would you be able to prove that? Because in this particular case of the artist, are they saying that they wrote the lyrics, but they used AI to generate the music and sing the song for them? I find that hard to believe that they didn't use AI to write the lyrics as well. I mean, that's, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I mean, you've done the lazy part of, in my opinion, you've gotten lazy, and you had AI do the music. So what's to say you're not doing the lazy part of using AI to write the lyrics as well? So how do you prove it? That's my other question. Like, here I am doing some creative writing things, and I'm not using AI, and I can show my work. Like, I can show where I started. I can show my writing history of like where I at least I have a way to kind of prove that. But now it's even coming down to, how else do you prove? How do you prove it? That what you're writing is your own and not derivative work from AI, or we go in full circles with some of these conversations, because we think about like writers these days, like even songwriters. We've been talking about like songwriters from Aerosmith and artists like Nirvana. It's like interviews have been said, like who did you grow up listening to, and who did you model your sound after? It's like people have been doing derivative work for actually a pretty long time. Who's your inspirations? And we go to film history, we talk about we talk about Scorsese, and we talk about Spielberg, and they talk about Chinese, cinema, and people that they watched growing up, and people that they were modeling themselves after or took lessons from, and stories that they wrote books that they read. So to me, when it comes into creativity, writing, and just kind of creating your own thing, it is so muddy right now. It is disgustingly muddy. Because how do you prove that what you're writing is your own now and not assisted by AI? I've always considered myself to be a late bloomer. Which is why I'm probably not like a famous author like Stephen King or Robert Pattinson. Is that the guy's name? Is that the actor? I didn't have the focus and discipline. I just had these ideas and struggled developing them. And it just seems like lately I kind of have a knack for it. I have a sense of direction, and like, oh, this is how you do it. Oh, this is falling into place right. This doesn't work, but if I changed it this way. So some of that stuff is now making sense, but ramblings of an old man, I guess. If you're using AI, how are you using it? Go ahead and put a little comment in the section how you're using AI and AI generation. If you're using it at all, maybe you're not using it. I've had conversations with AI before, try it out to see what's possible. And I think part of it also has to be, you have to be very in tune with what's popular out there. I mean, I don't know what the difference between an agent and Grok is. Like, what is the difference between an AI agent and Grok? Like, I don't even fully know. Hard to avoid AI when looking up something on Google. Yeah, that's a lot because AI or Google, for example, is using Grok. Like, Grok has been helpful when looking things up or when I have questions, and it looks up the summary basically of things. like I'll ask a question like, what format was Star Wars shot in, and using that in Grok helps out quickly with an answer, as opposed to me having to read like 5 or 6 websites to get the answer. You know, so it's been helpful that way for me, but that's how I'm using it. I'm not using it to like create something. I'm more or less using it as an answering method, like a way of answering a question that I have that seems off. You know what I mean? That could save me some time. No, it could take me like 30 minutes to find out, but that's how I'm using AI. I'm not using it to create my own content. Where I am starting to see it used more is I have I'm seeing it a lot in photo editing. Even so much as in like Apple Photos, like you see AI there, like separating the background from the foreground so you can dial in a good sky exposure. I mean, you'd have to do a lot of that stuff in Photoshop, and you'd have to tell Photoshop, you'd have to go in and do the little marching ants around and what they call keyframing, and they call oh dang it, doing like a mat, what they call mats. You would mat around everything except for the sky, and then you start dialing in the sky for the proper exposure that you want. Like, you have to do that stuff manually, but that's, if you think about it, that's where it all started. You know, Ansel Adams, he worked in a darkroom. He did the same thing, and he did it in a darkroom in a very manual sort of way. Dang it, I missed. So, but now even like photos from Apple is using AI to help modify your pictures and make them even better. And even I use On One Photo, and same thing. It's got AI, you know, doing facial recognition, so it'll it'll mat out just the person for you, so you can do adjustments to the sky. It'll, you know, and it's stuff that you're doing anyways in Photoshop, you know, so it's not that much different. It's one way more manual, but even Photoshop is taking on AI tools to help you mat it out better and separate it. And so a lot of it's just out there. It's just so muddy right now, and unfortunately. I'm an old fogey. I don't like it. I don't trust it. Yeah, it's... Again, it's like a knife, you know, or it's like a sword or a gun. You know, it's just a tool, and you put it in the wrong hands, it's going to get used maliciously. You put it in the right hands, it's going to get used generously. And it's going to come down to who controls it. For example, you know, you think about warfare, like most of it's controlled by the government. So how long is it going to be before the government controls all of AI? Because people, like hackers, for example, who are using it maliciously. Here I am, I feel like I'm an old fogey ranting myself. Do I need to go too deep on this? How am I gonna look? How am I gonna do? I'm gonna do just fine. I could probably even go 3. We'll go with 3rd. Well, I hope all you VOD viewers are listening to the rant. Have your own thoughts on AI tools, how it should be integrated and not integrated into society. I think creatively having it create poems and create music, while it has the innate ability to obviously do that, it shouldn't be used that way, in my opinion. It's basically another cheat for some. Like, I think about this Inga roast, right? For example, it's being sold on iTunes, and it's being sold on YouTube Music, and I just personally think the person cheated. Like, you know, that's not yours. Like, all you did was selling. All you're doing is selling poetry, so you should be getting yourself into like a poetry book. In the end, doesn't matter what I like or don't like. I'm not the one making the policies or developing the technology. The only thing we can do, Oak, is vote. Vote for the people who we think could steer us in the proper direction. Of making the choices that we think they should make. That is the best we can do. Another 3? Yeah, we can do another 3. We'll do another 3. I've been watching Domino Effect on Twitch. Domino Effect's been digging out a perimeter. Oh, we're down to 8%. We should... can we finish this with 8%? Maybe. Maybe. He's hit over 1 million netherrack mining. I am at almost... Look at that. What is that number? Oh, that's used. And that's picked up. Huh. I've dropped. I got something broken. I've broken 30 pickaxes. Interesting. But yeah, I've mined 200, almost 285. Getting closing on 285,000. That's a lot. Let's see if we can do another. We'll do a 2. Let's keep an eye on that percentage. 8. Seven. Six. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it. We'll get these done, obviously. But I don't think I'll be able to finish all the way down to the bottom. %. Down to 4. That'll help. All right, let's grab this. And we carry on. One of the next big things is coming up. July 17th, the Odyssey is coming out. I think I mentioned that Celtic and I are probably going to read the book before the movie comes out, so... I'm actually looking forward to it. Here we go. How are we looking? Yeah, look at that. See? I'm just trying to figure out at what point should I change directions and start going east to west and not north to south. I feel like it's as good as time as any to start kind of doing it now. when we wrap up this stream, I'll post a progress report on the Discord. So if you guys are following along on Discord, you can see the progress we made. And no, those images weren't AI generated. I made them here. I dug out each block. Actually feels weird going this direction. I've been going the other way for so long. What's the date? Is it going to be June 16th? Am I right about that? It's a Tuesday? Chaos Cubes will be released. So hopefully there'll be like one stream where we don't update to 6.2, but hopefully 26.2 will be updated the following weekend. I'll have to take a look at how the mods are doing. Which ones are getting updated. I think Zeros might be one that's... I'm not sure what they're doing. I'll have to take a look again. Because I was going to do 26.1. But I think the Zeros map mod was not yet updated. And I do like my Zeros map. Got it. Oh, alright. it's crazy. Like you're talking about, I'm talking about two rows at a time, and it's doing the work. It's doing the work. Bum, 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 bum. Do you think we'll hit 300 today? 300,000 and ender blocks and endstone? 300,000 endstone mined? Probably not. Probably not. This does not mine fast enough to cut through quickly like netherrack is. Netherrack, oh my goodness, you're going to cut through it in no time at all. And that's even without a beacon. This has one beacon with haste 2 on it, so... This is as fast as it's going. I was hoping at one point that you could layer up past haste 2, but you cannot. Just put it out there. Try doing 2 beacons side by side with like I tried to basically put that cube right next to it and it did another one, and it did not like go to haste 4, because that would have been nice if we could insta mine end stone. Would have been nice. Matter of fact, I guess I should take a look. Well, no, I'm still in. Yeah, I can't take down that beacon yet. I'm still in that beacon. If I do H, alright, see this little green area that I'm in? That shows you what beacon I'm in. And then that one here, this is the next beacon. So there's this little section right here where I will not get the beacon effect. Or down in here. Won't get any beacon effect there. All this. Yeah, I mean, missing out. That's going to be a harder spot. I could have aligned them better, that I could cover that spot, but when it comes to clearing out this area, the beacon would no longer be over the main island that I was trying to keep. So I didn't feel like losing iron blocks, even though I got plenty of them. We, and then the server, have plenty of iron blocks. Alright. There we go. So much to do today. Later today, I need to take some photochemicals to a recycling center that I have scheduled for after stream. I want to make some progress on an astromech, a Star Wars R2-D2 that I'm working on. I do want to make some progress on that. So, that won't take long. I kind of have a system set up for that already. But I still have to just, you know, go do it and get it done. And then I would love to get some more writing done today. Do we want to go 3 wide? Let's go ahead and give 3 wide a shout. Let's go one more. And with learning to 3D print, hopefully I'll be able to print some accessories for the R2-D2 astromech droid. Daddybones has a lot of projects. I mean, if you haven't figured it out by now, and in some cases too many, but I like to stay busy. I don't know why. do like ends. I mean, you watch an end of a movie, there is an end to everything. But I'd like to know I have a project to fall back on. If I find myself with nothing to do, I guess. And of course, the multitude of ideas that I come up with. Even some of the writing advice, they say when you get your rough draft down, step away from it and come back to it like a month later. The problem is coming back to it a month later. That is sometimes the problem because the motivation isn't there. Once I get this draft done, I will step away from it and we'll see what happens. Then there's the when do you let somebody read what you wrote area. And the answer to that question is I don't really know. There's pitfalls to it. Yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls to it. A lot of times you'll get suggestions from people and it should be this way, it should be that way. As a matter of fact, one of the writing podcasts I was listening to, the podcaster was saying that, let's say you write a chapter 1, and then you let somebody read it, and then you get feedback from somebody, and then you write a chapter 2 based off their feedback. Well, then your chapter 2 is nothing like your chapter 1. And then you let somebody else read it, and they give you feedback, and next thing you know, you write chapter 3 based on their feedback, and next thing you know, chapter 1, 2, and 3 don't sound anything alike because you have too many voices. Because it kind of proceeds. And maybe you write your own chapter 4, but it sounds too much like chapters 1, 2, and 3, but it's a weird mesh, and maybe something doesn't happen and something doesn't jive because you already wrote 3 chapters that didn't actually kind of work together to begin with. And then you let them read, you let somebody else read, what you've written so far, then they give you feedback, and then your chapter 5 doesn't sound anything like chapters 1, 2, and you're struggling chapter 4. 3 and 4. So when do you let somebody read what you wrote? That's the question. Believe me, sometimes I'm eager to let somebody read what I wrote, and sometimes I am not. I think a lot of times I just want to make sure that what I'm trying to convey is coming across the way that I want it to, more than I'm looking for, where should I go next from here? What should it sound like after this? Almost. Almost there. Who's excited for the upcoming Minecraft 2 movie? That was a pretty exciting announcement. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who already knew it was kind of in development and pushing, obviously. Who was going to be in it? Who's going to benefit from it? I'm always curious about that, like who benefits from it. Exciting to see that the gateway at the ancient city is being used in Dungeons 2. Can't wait to see what kind of things they're going to do with it in vanilla. We're going to get a sneak peek of what's on the other side of that gate in Dungeons 2 that eventually you're going to put in vanilla. Maybe that's the huge update. To get us off of 26 and become 27, update 27. What, Daddy Bones? Do you think they'll go 27 and not 26 point whatever number they're going to go to next? Yes, I do. I do think that when they give that little sneak peek of what's on the other side of that gateway in Dungeons 2, update 27 will have all the things as well. What are your thoughts? I always like to hear everybody's thoughts. Alright, let's go repair our tools. And we have to get back so we can get some more shulkers. We might need to do another raid to get more shells. Oh, careless love, you ruin your heart and soul of many, poor fellow. I say love. Oh, love, oh, careless love. Said girls, those lovely chicks. After we get this all done and we get this slabbed out, I think I'm going to do a whole bunch of dragon fights. I'll take the girls, we'll get the girls together and we'll do dragon fights so we can open up all the portals around the island. I think that'll be good. There we go. Let's see where we are. How we doing? How we doing? A house up in a hickory tree. A house up in a tree. So I'll probably be replacing that. Probably putting it right around in here. probably remove that one more time to there. These are all topped with some nice sea lanterns. There we go. And there you have it. That's filled. I think I need sweeping edge. I think I put sweeping edge on this sword here. I didn't realize you keep your levels every time you, even though you die, and keep your inventory. Oh, he lost interest. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to need to do is I'm going to take out this row here. And because I built the wall, I actually could get rid of that middle trapdoor and just put that trapdoor and that trapdoor on those edges there. I'm keeping all the heads. question is, can I get... Oh, I was hoping I can catch that. Oh, why can't I catch it? Thank you. Alright, I just need 2. There, that should be better. Yes, it does have sweeping edge on it. But obviously it's not necessary with the sword that I have. Alright, we're all healed up. Let's get back to the overworld. Let's clean out our inventory. And get some more chests. Let's see, what do we have a lot of? That works. That works. Oh, that works a lot. Real well. Put you back there. Actually, it would be really easy. Let's just put you here for now. That'll make things easy. Alright. We're all set for another round, but I'm going to call it here. I know, but they've been shorter streams, but you guys still want to keep watching me dig. And I think I've touched base on a lot of subjects that I've kind of come across my mind this week. And yeah, and you guys have been great. All you VOD viewers out there, thank you so much for coming and watching. And if you're liking to see, I'll do a, even though I'm posting it here, if you want to see an update to the End Island, you can follow me on the socials. And I've been posting pictures onto the Discord channel about the progress report with the End Island as we make our way around. I mean, it's looking pretty good, so I'm not unhappy or anything. Let's head over to our finish screen, shall we? There we go. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. Jaden McTeer, thanks for coming in. Pretty strange intro there, but thanks nonetheless. Glad you could stop in for a hot moment and just saying something, I guess. Princess, as always, thank you. And Oakdu, my bestie. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a good week, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Oakdu. Oakdu streams tomorrow. As a matter of fact, let's give her a little shout out. You can follow Oakdu on the Twitch side of the pond, streaming. I know I've actually had some mentions that I should probably stream on that side for more viewership, but it's not what I'm going for at the most part. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind more viewers and more chats. You know, please come by, say hi, say hello. I would have a great conversation with you. Twitch is just a different sort of a vibe, I guess. Still a lot of friendly vibes over there. Don't get me wrong. There's still some friendly vibes, but it's not why I stream. I don't want to. Yeah. Those who know, know. Those who know, they know. Anyways, thank you guys so much. As always, I stream Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I'm on the East Coast of the U.S. And this is our world. This is our little corner of the earth, the world, and Minecraft. Our little corner of Minecraft here. So, thank you so much. As always, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you again soon. Cheers.